Shalom. I want to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Ha-Rakah Kodash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us this truth. And I also want to acknowledge all the Akyam who are pushing this truth with sincerity, all right, in the streets of Babylon. And also on these videos. So the Spirit today has me in Psalm 44. I'm going to start at 1. It says, "We have heard with our ears, O Yahweh, our fathers have told us what work thou didst in their days in the times of old." All right, so this is King David speaking about what our fathers, told them and the works that Yahweh did in the times of old, meaning referring to the Exodus from Egypt. All right, so let's get it. Precept. "And it shall be when the son asketh thee in time to come, saying, What is this? That thou shalt say unto him, By strength of hand Yahweh hath brought us out from Egypt, from the house of bondage." All right, and that word Egypt means bondage. Okay, so you're supposed to carry on these traditions with your children, as an Israelite, glorifying the Father, telling the sons that, hey, this is what Yahweh did for us, all right, to keep it in remembrance. All right, but our people are stiff-necked, stubborn people, and they don't do that all the time, and especially in these days, they don't honor the true power. Verse 15, "And it came to pass when Pharaoh would hardly let us go, that Yahweh slew all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both the firstborn of man and the firstborn of beast. Therefore I sacrifice to Yahweh all that openeth the matrix, being males, but all the firstborn of my children I redeem." And that word children, it would really be sons. "The firstborn of my sons I redeem." So the firstborn of his sons is actually the prophets. All right, the first fruits. All right, let me go to back to Psalm 44. We're at verse 2. "How thou didst drive out the heathen with thy hand and plantedst them, how thou didst afflict the people and cast them out." All right, so literally he drove us away from the heathen, and right now, because that's been a punishment for Israel. Part of the curses is that we've been scattered among all nations, meaning among all the heathen. And it's a punishment to dwell with heathen because they're just that, heathen. You're gonna, if you're an Israelite and you're dwelling with the heathen, you're gonna be more likely to hearken to their religions, hearken to their devices, hearken to their ideology, and you're gonna forget your true power. So it's a punishment to be scattered among the heathen. All right, Psalms 78. Go to verse 55. It says, "He cast out the heathen also before them, and divided them an inheritance by line, and made the tribes of Israel to dwell in their tents." You see? So this is all the will of Yahweh, why we're dwelling with the heathen, and then eventually, the heathen are going to get their lot and their portion also in the kingdom, but it's going to be reserved unto slavery, especially Esau, Edom. All right, so now we're on verse 3. It says, "For they got not the land in possession by their own sword, neither did their own arm save them, but thy right hand and thine arm in the light of thy countenance, because thou hast a favor unto them. Thou art my king, O Yahweh, command deliverances for Jacob." All right. No, it don't say command deliverances for Esau. It doesn't say command deliverances for Moab, who are the Chinese, so-called Chinese. Doesn't say command deliverances for Ammon, who is the so-called Japanese. Doesn't say, Ishmael, who are the so-called Arabs. No, it says Jacob, who are the Israelites. All right. Let's go to Psalm 42 and 8. Yet Yahweh will command his loving kindness in the daytime, and in the night his song shall be with me, and my prayer unto Yahweh, the power of my life. All right. Because the men of the Lord, we meditate on this truth day and night. And now we are able to preach this truth day and night. Our videos go out through the internet, and other brothers can be edified through our videos day and night, even when we're asleep. We have brothers on the other side of the world who are able to view our videos. All right. Go back to 44 and 5. It says, through thee will we push down our enemies. Through thy name will we tread them under that rise up against us. So it's not us that's going to, conquer Edom, Esau, Edom. No, it's going to be Yahweh with the chariots. All right. We're not going to have to, we're not going to have to battle. If we did, we would lose, Esau's blessing is the sword. We can't beat him at his own blessing. The only one that can beat him at his own blessing is Yahweh Shai, and through the will of Yahweh. And it's because Yahweh Shai actually gave that blessing to Esau, Edom, when he was Isaac, in his prior life, through the regeneration. Okay. But yeah, it's not going to be, we're not going to go to battle with Esau, Edom. No, Yahweh Shai is going to deliver us. That's what his name means. He delivers, you see. Verse 6. For I will not trust in my bow, neither shall my sword save me. Again, just reiterating what we just brought out. It's going to be Yahweh Shai and the chariots that deliver us, not our own selves, all right? Not our own swords. Go to Wisdom of Solomon for a precept, 8 and 9. Therefore I purposed to take her to me to live with me, knowing that she would be a counselor of good things and a comfort in cares and grief. So this is dealing with wisdom, all right? So the wisdom deals with the truth, with the scriptures, all right? So that's our comforter, all right? Well, you should take wisdom to live with you, and then you'll be successful, right, in your ways. Not your son, not your sword or your gun or your money. No, that's not going to deliver you. All right. Let's go to another precept. Ecclesiastes 7 and 12 says, for wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense, but the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it. All right. You see? So yeah, money can be a defense to an extent, but wisdom is the true defense that's going to give you life to them that have it. And who is it that has it? It's the men of the Lord, the men of Israel, who are in the spirit, meaning in the scriptures, right? Let's go to Psalms 44, and we're at 7. But thou hast saved us from our enemies, and has put them to shame that hated us. In Yahweh we boast all the day long and praise thy name forever. Selah. All right. And so this was dealing with former Egypt, but it's the same thing is going to happen to spiritual Egypt. America, Babylon. Yahweh is going to save us from our enemies, who is the so-called white man, the Edomite. All right. So we have faith that we are going to be saved from this devil through the power and the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, Yahweh Kakadash. All right. All right, let me see here where we at. Going to a precept. Psalm 34, verse 2. My soul shall make her boast in Yahweh, and humble shall hear thereof and be glad. All right. Again, dealing with wisdom. All right. Psalm 44 and 9. But thou hast cut off and put us to shame, and goest not forth with our armies. All right. Because there's not an Israelite army right now, of the true nation of Israel. They're too busy. Our people are too busy serving Esau's army. They're in the Marines and in the army and in the Navy and now the Space Force. Our people are in the wrong army. It's actually a curse. If you're an Israelite, you're helping Esau fight his wars. You're going to be. Well, for one, when you're in that military, you're going to be one of the first people that are required to take that microchip, you see? So it becomes a curse to you. Psalm 60 and 1, it says, to the chief musician upon Sushendoth, Michtam of David to teach, when he strove with Aram Naharaim and with Aram Zobah, when Joab returned and smote of Edom in the valley of Salt 12,000. All right, and meaning he killed Edomites. It says, O Yahweh, thou hast cast us off, thou hast scattered us, thou hast been displeased, O turn thyself to us again. You see? Asking for mercy from Yahweh. Because Yahweh scattered us up, man, causing confusion with our people. That's why our people are in so many different religions, and so much, they're in every nation, Psalm 44 and 10. Thou makest to turn back from the enemy, and they which hate us spoil for themselves. All right. Let's go to a precept in Leviticus 26 and verse 17. And it says, and I will set my face against you, and ye shall be slain before your enemies. They that hate you shall reign over you, and ye shall flee when none pursueth you. You see? So it's a punishment that these Edomites are ruling over us, that they're the ones who are ruling over us. They're the ones who are going to force vaccines on you. They're forcing you to wear a mask right now. And then eventually they're going to force you to take a microchip. Chapter 44 and verse 11. Thou hast given us like sheep appointed for meat, and hast scattered us among the heathen. All right. And let me just show you this real quick, because we're dealing with all right, the verse I just read was Psalm 44:11. It said, thou hast given us like sheep appointed for meat, and hast scattered us among the heathen. And then look at this definition. Origin and meaning of Ovid. The meaning of Ovid is a sheep. Ovid is derived from the Roman name Ovidius, which is derived from the Latin word ovis, a sheep. Right? So what they do, they just attach the C to the front of that, and they call them the COVID-19, right? And then just like sheep, you're all wearing your masks. They have a term called thinning out the herd, and that's what Bill Gates and these Dr. Fauci, these guys that want to vaccinate you, that's how they're going to thin out the herd, man. They're going to give you a vaccine that's going to make you sick. They're going to give you a microchip that's going to cause a grievous sore, according to Revelation. And you're a sheep, goyim. Okay, go back to the scripture. Let's go real quick to precept. Deuteronomy 4:27 says, And Yahweh shall scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be left few in number among the heathen, whither the Lord shall lead you. And there ye shall serve gods, the work of men's hands, wood and stone, which neither see, nor hear, nor eat, nor smell. All right? So you're going to be, serving wood and stone, meaning Christianity is the wood. The stone would be those Muslims. All right? And our people, these prophecies have been fulfilled, man, because our people have been scattered, and our people serve wood and stone. Christianity and a lot of our Israelite men and women are Muslims. All right. And then Deuteronomy 28:64, it says, And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. So that's another precept, But that prophecy has been fulfilled, man. And our people are so destroyed that they don't understand that they've been scattered. They don't realize that they're the Israelites. Because God punished you Israelites, man. He punished us. That's why we don't know, that's why I'm not going to say we, I'm going to say that's why the majority of Israelites don't know that they're an Israelite, Let me let me look for that precept. Let's go to Isaiah 1:3. Because you guys have been scattered, our people have been scattered, it says Isaiah 1:3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib, but Israel doth not know, my people doth not consider. All right? Because you so-called blacks, so-called Native Americans, so-called Hispanics, Latinos, y'all don't consider you're the Israelites nowadays, You're too busy with brown pride and Black Lives Matter and all these other bywords that the heathen have given you. All right, let's keep reading. And they have the term, oh, he's dumb as an ox. Well, guess what? The ox knows his owner. So how much what is that saying about the Israelites, or the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and so-called Native Americans? What is that saying about you? Psalm 44:12. It says, Thou sellest thy people for naught, and dost not increase thy wealth by their price. All right. Thou makest a reproach to our neighbors, a scorn and a derision to them that are round about us. All right. Because, these other nations look down on the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. They really do. They look at you like you're a problem. And that's why Esau Edom has named the Israelites, we're the face of the COVID-19, They're telling you, hey, and even, I went to the store the other day and I walked in and this Edomite woman, she looked at me and then she jumped like 5 feet, away from me, because as if I had the COVID, as if I'm a disease, a walking disease, And it dawned on me when she did that, because I said, man, when these all these different nations are looking at people like that, and they're making a big old deal like with the COVID and moving way, like let's say there's somebody walking past you and they go all the way around to go, a detour just to stay away from you. And at first you'll be offended, especially if it's like another nation or another race. And I could see how these race wars are gonna happen, because people are going to be like, man, fuck you. I ain't got the COVID. You fucking Edomite, or vice versa, whatever. People are going to be offended, and they looking at you like you got the COVID or the crud, You're a detriment to their life, Verse, so yeah, it says, thou makest a reproach to our neighbors, a scorn and a derision to them that are round about us, Let's go to a precept real quick. Psalm 79 and verse 4. We are become a reproach to our neighbors, a scorn and derision to them that are round about us. All right, you see? So it's just reiterating what we just read in Psalms 44. Because these precepts, the Bible's consistent with what it says, Let me see. Psalm 44:14 says, thou makest a byword among the heathen, a shaking of the head among the people. All right? Yeah, like that lady, she was shaking her head because I didn't have a mask on me, Because why? Because the wicked, Esau, Edom, they're literally, that's what they've done. They've created this situation. They've created this dynamic where literally people are looking at you shaking their head right now if you don't have a mask on and you're in public, They look at you like you're doing something harmful to them right now, Let me go back to Psalms 44 and 15. It says, my confusion is continually before me, and the shame of my face hath covered me. For the voice of him that reproacheth and blasphemeth by reason of the enemy and the avenger. See, so it's, why are we being reproached right now? Why are we being shamed? Why are we people are shaking their heads at us? Because Esau Edom has set us up as the face of COVID-19. Now you walk among these heathen nations who are lesser people than you, and they're looking at you like you're a problem, Verse 17, all this is come upon us, yet have we not forgotten thee, neither have we dealt falsely in thy covenant. And this is David talking, so David can say this, but you Israelites nowadays, you haven't you have forgotten the covenants, right? Verse 18, our heart is not turned back, neither have our steps declined from thy way. You see, meaning your mind has not turned back. You haven't came to the terms that you are actually an Israelite and that you are the greatest people on the earth, because this so-called white man, this Edomite, he's continually told you were a thug, told you were lazy, told you you're useless, told you that you ain't never going to be shit, told you that only thing you could do is play sports, but you're not fit for, being a CEO or the head of a major company in his kingdom, So our people, and then our women, they're so brainwashed that they'll be happy to make coffee for their boss, but if their husband asks them to make them some coffee, oh, you got to make it yourself. I'm running late. I'm doing this. And they got an attitude, but they jump up to make the coffee for their Edomite boss, So that's how our people are destroyed. Just some examples. Verse 19, though thou hast sore broken us in the place of dragons and covered us with the shadow of death. You see, and where are we? In the place of dragons. A dragon is a serpent. All right, and what is Esau, Edom? He's the serpent, right? He was the serpent that was in the Garden of Eden, He's a serpent, right? And a serpent is subtle and cunning. I talked about that in my last lesson. So we are broken in the place of dragons. and covered us with the shadow of death. Verse 20. If we have forgotten the name of our power, Yahweh, or stretch out our hands to a strange power. You see, so literally now our people are stretching out their hands to Caesar Borgia. That's who they want to deal with. That's who they want to that's who they want to be saved by, is that white Jesus. And if you tell them that, there'll be a person who posts on social media, the Caesar Borgia, and then you confront them. Well, I'm not saying Jesus. They'll be like, I didn't say he was white. He was from the Middle East. Like trying to say, oh, what is he now? He's an Arab. Because that's their idea. That's the strange God that they worship. And then on Netflix a few months back, I know they put out a movie about the Messiah. Yeah, that's what they call it, the Messiah. And he was portrayed by a Middle Eastern person, So that's a strange God, Our Messiah is a so-called Negro from the tribe of Judah, all right? Yahweh Shai. Verse 21. And also the name, It says, verse 20, if we have forgotten the name of our power, what is his name? Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai.